Hey y'all. Oh, that shoulder. How y'all doing this evening? As y'all can see, we are right back on here again, just like we never left. Cause we really hadn't left. We only been gone for a couple hours and we right back. So tonight, we're gonna finish talking about Lisa Ngozi Williams. We've been talking about Lisa for maybe about a week now. Yeah, I think it's been maybe about a week when we started talking about her. And we were supposed to do a live stream. We were supposed to do a live stream on her last week, but we didn't. So we're going to do it this week. All right. So my name is Kiki Loves Nigeria. I haven't done that in so long. My name is Kiki Loves Nigeria, and I am the host of this show. And on this show, guess what we do, y'all? We talk about anything and everything that impacts you visiting, repatriating, expating to Africa. It used to be West Africa, but now it just seems like it's Africa. All right. So we talk about things that you might encounter along your way. Because everybody didn't have the luxury of going to that cultural immersion program like I went through, where I went to, training for a month. Everybody doesn't have that opportunity. So I can share with you guys what I learned in that class, okay? Because those are the things that keep you safe when you go to Africa. You have to understand the social and the cultural norms. It is nothing like here. You have to think of it as if it's like turning everything upside down. Like everything that's cool here is not cool there. Okay? And everything that is not cool here is probably cool there. And that's the thing where we fall short. I see that keeps getting us in trouble. We don't really understand where we're going. We don't understand how important those cultural norms and social norms are in this new place that we're going to in massive amounts of numbers. All right. We don't understand that. We think because they look like us, and they do. You'll go over there, honey, and you'll see people who look just like you. You'll see people who look like your mother. I see my cousins every time I go over there. No matter what country I go to, I see somebody who look like my cousins. I kid you not. One of my boy cousins every single time. So you get that confused. You start seeing people who look like you, who look like your family members, and you just let your guard down. You think, okay, these people look like me, these people are me. But no. Everybody comes from an ethnic group. And in Africa, loyalty is to what? Your ethnic group. You got to understand that. And the ethnic group is your family, okay? It's different families inside that group. It's a group of families. It's a clan of families. And you got to understand that. You got to understand that. Because we don't get that. Because we're raised to be individuals. We're not raised in a society where it's about the clan, where it's about the family, where it's about the group. No, we're raised where it's about the person. And that's where we go over there, and I see it gets us in a lot of trouble. Because we think for some reason people that don't even know us from anybody, whose grandparents probably was down with selling us, are going to somehow be looking out for you and be cool with you. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not generalizing and saying all of the Africans are like that, because God has blessed me to meet some really good Africans every time I go to Nigeria. Nigeria, he did. Cameroon, he did. Gambia, he did. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I didn't run into some bad apples, because I did. Along the way, you'll meet some bad apples. Especially in Nigeria, you're going to meet some, because there's so many people in that country. You can't help but meet some of everybody over there. But I'm saying that to say, you have to understand how to deal with each one of these people. And if you don't understand Africa, you're not going to know how to deal with them. For one, we don't understand the caste systems. Like they have caste systems that are still prevalent today. Like that's why they want to know who's your family, because they want to put you in that caste where you belong. Because some are the royal class, some are the priestly class, some are the warrior class, some are the farmer class. They want to know where we're going to rank you. That's why they want to know who's your family, what's their last name. That's why all of that is important. To us, that's not important, but to them, it is. And we don't understand that. And I know we don't understand that because of the people we go over there and we get involved with, and then we come up missing, or we come up unalived, or we come up suspiciously found in our house with the doors open, and we don't even, and the community, the repat community doesn't even know. We find out months later through some secret tapes that were leaked. So that's what we've been talking about. That's why I feel like this channel is very important, because of what I'm seeing, breaking every social norm and thinking these people are going to respect you and these people are going to be fair to you when we come over there and break every single social norm. Every single one. And we don't care. All in the name of being Americans. All in the name of being Americans. But that's why they warned us about being the ugly American. You don't want to be the ugly American. Now, in Lisa's case, I don't know about her being an ugly American. I'm just saying, a lot of the people that I've researched were ugly Americans. Not these women, though, who passed away. Most of these women were in love. And that's the sad thing about it. Most of them was in love. Well, so they thought they were. That's the thing about them. I'm mainly talking, when I'm talking about what I just was talking about, that's focused towards some people who getting land scammed. Because these will be couples of like American couples. Single women thinking they're going to go over there and buy some of these people's land, which is somebody's land. So we're not talking about that tonight. We're going to get back to Lisa. So Lisa is who we're talking about. Last week we were supposed to talk about her, but we got the unfortunate news about Aunt Kathy, and we had to talk about Aunt Kathy. So tonight we're headed right back to Ghana, and we are talking about Lisa Ngozi Williams and what happened to her. And let me pull up my script, because I will get off the script in a minute, y'all, and we will end up going someplace, turning left and right when we should have turned right. So tonight's live stream is about Lisa Ngozi Williams. Okay, this is not a conclusion we're making. This is not accusations that we're making. Tonight, what we're going to do, we're going to do an examination of contradictions, evidence, and unanswered questions. Because in this case, there were a ton of contradictions, of unanswered questions, and evidence. We got all kind of evidence. But I want to make sure you understand that everything that we discussed tonight is alleged, because no one has been brought up on any criminal charges. Nothing is in a court of law. So everything is just alleged. This live stream contains opinions, commentary, and analysis. No statements made tonight should be taken as a statement of fact unless I support it with a document. And it's shown on the screen. If I show you evidence on the screen to back up what I'm saying, that's a fact. If I don't show you anything, that's just my opinion, and that's different. All right, so we got that. So let me go see if y'all got some comments. Hey, Brown Skin. Brown Skin said, oh, I'm doing pretty good. How you doing, Brown Skin? Coffee with Cream says, I'm heading back to Ghana in a month. I'm going to ask some questions for myself. Oh, please do. Did you buy land in a Cebu village, or did you buy any land? Are you building over there also? Do you know people who live in a Cebu village? Because a Cebu village has been I believe, in a land dispute since 1921, Lord, since 2021. Yeah, they've been in a land dispute that long. And I've heard they've been selling, see, people haven't been building on the land, right? Because they know about this land dispute. So some people aren't building. They're just said, forget it and go back home, right? But guess what they're doing with that land that the people aren't building on? They're reselling that land. Yeah, they're reselling that land. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to continue to talk about, because I've gotten more information about this Asebu village. This is a mess, in my humble opinion. Remember, I'm not showing anything on the screen that says it's a mess. So that means this is my opinion from what I've seen and what I've heard about this village and this land deals. But tonight, again, we're talking about Miss Lisa Ngozi. Hey, Heavy Pedal Time, how you doing? So let me get back up here, because we got a lot of evidence we're going to look at. So Lisa experienced, this lady had a really tragic life. All right. Well, I ain't going to say life. Let me back up, erase that. This lady had a tragic accident in the United States. So when I first got her information, right, I always do an internet search to see what I can find on the first. As soon as you give me the information, first thing I'm going to do is Google the person and see what comes up. Usually they have more social media. I'll go look on their different social media sites and see what I can find. But let me show y'all what came up when I Googled this person. But before I do that, I need to say that this is fair use, all right? And this is fair use. It's for let me go down here and get it. It's for commentary and research purposes only, educational purposes. Let me get down here. Okay, fair use. This live stream is presented under fair use for the purpose of commentary, criticism, education, and news reporting under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. We can do that, okay? We can use copyrighted material without infringing upon their copyright, okay, for commentary, criticism, education, news, reporting, and this is under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, all right? So all statements made in this live stream are alleged based on available information, recordings, and emails. Some of it is not available to the public. Some of it you got to be in this little private group to get it. This content reflects opinions, not statements, and it has some facts, okay? So some of it does have facts. No individual organization is being accused of a crime, okay? So when I say organizations' names, we're not accusing them of a crime, okay? We're just kind of holding them accountable, saying you should be more active in this community. If you want to be a leader in this community, you need to inform us what's going on. But we're not accusing them of any type of crime whatsoever. So again, tonight is we're not judging. We're looking for transparency, and we're just trying to figure out what the heck happened to Lisa. All right. So again, when I first looked for this woman, Lisa, when I first got her information, I went and I Googled her. And look what I found. I was like, I couldn't even believe this was the right person. So I asked somebody who was helping me on this case. And I said, was this her? And they said, yes. Okay, so look what I found. Look what happened to this lady. Let me make sure y'all can see this. Okay, and again, this is fair use. We're trying to figure out what happened to Lisa Ngozi Williams. All right, now check this out, y'all.
Negotiated plea agreement.
Former Atlanta police officer sentenced today after running a red light 3 years ago, crashing into a car and severely injuring the driver. The victim says losing her arm has affected her not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, and financially as well. 11 Alive's Latasha Givens was at today's hearing. She joins us live with much more. Latasha, no jail time here, right?
That's right, Sheba. Before today's sentencing hearing, the officer had already negotiated terms for a plea agreement, but the victim in this case says she and her counsel didn't know anything about this agreement until yesterday.
I am sincerely sorry for what happened.
At her sentencing hearing on Friday, former Atlanta police officer DeJora Phillips confirmed her guilty plea and apologized to Lisa Williams.
It was a complete accident. never meant to happen.
Back in February of 2018, police say Phillips ran a red light as she traveled westbound on Ralph David Abernathy through the intersection of People Street, crashing into Williams, who was traveling north and had the green light. Williams' left arm had to be amputated.
I didn't have a chance without no sirens, without no flashing lights. I didn't even have a chance to avoid this accident.
The judge accepted the negotiated plea agreement that includes 10 years probation. Phillips can't work as an officer for 5 years. She must volunteer with amputee support groups for at least 100 hours in a given year and has to pay restitution of up to $200 a month to the victim. We spoke with Williams and her attorneys after the hearing.
I have a permanent sentence, and that is the loss of my arm that will never come back. That has dramatically changed my life.
Williams received a settlement of $500,000 from the city of Atlanta, but after fees and other charges, Williams says she was left with $250,000. Her prosthetic arm alone is over $90,000, and she still has a bill from Grady of over $36,000, according to her attorneys. Williams says that still doesn't include the loss of income from not being able to work in her prospective field and lifelong medical treatment.
I will never work in the capacity that I want to again. I will never work to be the safety manager in work because you need two arms.
And Williams' attorneys say the city of Atlanta has sovereign immunity up to $500,000. So that was the highest she could receive.
Wow. All right. So can y'all believe that? Can y'all believe this woman had these two terrible tragedies happen to her in one lifetime? I couldn't believe that was her. So I asked, hold on. I asked my friend, oh Lord, hold on, y'all. I don't even know what that is coming. So hold on, y'all. It's one of these YouTube channels I got up here open. What is this? This look good. Whatever that is. Oh, it's called the Rise Up Movement. Oh, that looked really good. I might watch that when I get off here. Okay, y'all know I like documentaries. They actually relax me. Okay, so I was asking my friend. I was like, is this her? You know, because I need help sometime researching cases. So I was asking my friend, is this her? They were like, yeah, that's her. Went and did a little more research, and that was her. And then we had found a voice clip where somebody was talking about their friend who with the one arm had passed away. Okay. So I couldn't believe this. She had this tragic accident where she was hit by the police officer. And it was just so sad that she couldn't even work in her capacity anymore because she was a safety engineer. So she couldn't do that anymore. So can you imagine? Then I think one video I watched, it said she was homeless because, once you get hurt at work, you're not making that type of money. You're not making, unless it's a workers' comp claim, then I believe they pay you what you were making at work. But if that car accident, no, that wasn't workers' compensation. And then the city of Atlanta, you can only sue them for $500,000. So that's all she got. She had to pay the lawyer half of that. So after she got her arm, which was $90,000, paid for physical therapy, because remember, she didn't have a job anymore, so she couldn't use her medical insurance from work. So this lady was really messed up. She was really and truly messed up. So I was trying to figure out what led her to Africa. And then after I found this, I said, oh, I bet you this had something to do with it. I bet you she felt like she had lost everything. That she had lost everything because of that car accident. That little bit of money, which is nothing. She'll probably go through that in a year and a half, if that long. She can't buy a house. She needs to buy a house because she doesn't have income like that. But what is she going to do? So Next thing, I finally realized that's her. Okay. Then I find this. I kept looking. And then I found this. And this was her GoFundMe. Let me make sure.
Tomorrow, there will be cold temperatures.
Hold on, y'all.
With a high of.
Then I found this. Okay, y'all see this one? Then I found this one. And this was her GoFundMe. So she was asking for 150,000. 132 people donated, and she got 6,000. 6,000, a little, yeah, six. I'm a rounded type of person, so I'm gonna say $6,000. Okay. So on here it says the accident happened on the 21st, 2018 in Atlanta, and the impact of the car when it hit her, it ripped her arm off. And she said, in another video, she said she was in so much shock from the accident, she didn't even realize her arm was ripped off until the police officer got out of her car. See how he hit her and pushed her into that. The girl hit her and pushed her into, I think it was something, I don't know what. But she said after that, she didn't even realize it was ripped off until the police officer came over there and started screaming. And that's when she realized her arm was gone. She says that she was a safety engineer and a community servant. She was a children's storyteller, and she was an artist. She has to start a new job. She was supposed to start a new job in 2 weeks. After the accident, now she's homeless due to the cost of her injuries. She wants help with her arm. She wants help with housing. Oh, wow. She wants help with physical therapy to learn how to use her arm. She says, I never thought driving down my street could turn into me losing my arm one day. Now I am financially in distress while still trying to heal. I am praying for help to be able to regain some of my life back. The pain of losing my arm is only one part of my trauma. I didn't just lose my arm. I lost my home, my ability to care for, oh my God, y'all, my ability to care for myself and my car. The financial trauma has been attacking my sense of hope, but I will not give up. Thank you for all you are able to do. Wow. So this is her. Wow. So that statement right there makes me think even further. She went to Africa. She went to Ghana for a new start. She went there to start over. She went there because of everything she had been through here. She thought maybe, and I'm sure it was during the year of the return, everybody was talking about going to Ghana. I'm sure she was watching videos about going to Ghana. Everybody was just doing it. And she probably felt like, well, I don't really have nothing here. I'm homeless. I don't have nothing to live for here. I'm getting more hopeless every day. So she saw how cheap the housing was there. Remember they were on there telling us how cheap the houses were? Yep, just like Simeon just said. The low housing, yeah. Oh, that's London Lady. Wait a minute. Where is his statement? Right here. Hey, London Lady. Oh, that's Rosie. Hi, Rosie. The perceived lower cost of living. I believe you're right, Simeon. That's what got her. That believed lower cost of living. So she thought, okay, now I'm just putting this together, y'all. I'm putting the pieces of the puzzle together because the lady ain't here no more. And I can't reach nobody in her family. I can't reach anybody who knows her. Okay. All I'm doing, well, I have reached some people who know her. I take that back. Okay. But the sister who wrote this letter, crickets. All right. Now, let's go back to this. I believe that also, too. She believed it was a lower cost of living, and I believe that's probably what led her to Ghana. I believe you. So, okay, let me check y'all comments and see what y'all saying. And let me go back up here. Okay. Coffee says, yes, I bought land in Ghana, not in a Cebu. I know several people who live in a Cebu. It's a mess, in my opinion, to buy and build anywhere in Ghana. See, well, I'm not doing that. That's just stressful. Yeah, it is a mess, and especially from what I got today. But you know it's a mess, and they won't tell us it's a mess. It's like it's a secret amongst the community, but the outside people, they're not going to tell us. The regular, we're not going to know. They want to keep it to themselves because they want you to continue to come over there and buy that land, that land, disputed land. Coffee says, I believe there are too many single women hooking up with guys in Ghana who only want their money. She's absolutely right. And the access to citizenship in America. This person is absolutely right. And that's what puts you in danger. And people don't realize that. I don't know why Africa, for some reason, has become this place where single women go and think that's just what you do. Because just like somebody said, I forgot who was on here. It might have been team member who was saying that when they see you as a single woman in Africa, they look at you as a prostitute. And he's absolutely right. They think you're a prostitute. They believe no decent, respectable woman be outside at no club by herself at a certain time of night. None. And then and some of them will treat you as such. Yes, T and K, that's terrible. That's what I said when I saw it. Yeah, that's awful, Coffee. It really is. Yep. Simeon, that's real hot. That's not much money. No, it's not, T and K. After those bills, how did you find out the news? How did you find out that news, Kiki? I just put her name in. I put her name in Google and I searched her name to see what would come back. I was really looking for her, see if she had an Instagram that had any information on there. But no, I couldn't find that. But I found this news article in her GoFundMe, and I couldn't even believe that was the same person, because usually you don't have tragedies like that usually happen to the same person in one lifetime. You know what I mean? It's usually maybe one tragedy, but not like this horrific twice. No, that was just really sad. Hey, London lady. Yeah, that is rotten. What happened? T and K's London lady says, for your loss. She said about your loss. T and K, did you say you lost somebody? What are y'all talking about? Oh my, that's heartbreaking. Yes, it is very heartbreaking. And the perceived lower cost of living. I think that's probably what drove her there. Hello, Rosie. How you doing? Why are so many African Americans passing away in Africa? Well, that's what we try to figure out on this channel. But it's really hard to know without autopsies or tox screens. We're never going to know. So all we're going to do every time somebody passes away is we're just going to speculate. And we're going to keep speculating because we're never going to know. We're just not going to know. And therefore, and I told you, they don't do the full autopsy like we do. I guess you could pay for them to do it, but I don't know how accurate it's going to be if they can't do tox screens, if they don't have the same equipment that we have here. So we don't really know. It seems like it's similar circumstances, but we don't know because we never know what they really pass away from. Africa is the last place to go for a handicapped person. Oh my God, JW, it sure is. In 2020, the houses were dirt cheap, but not now. The total cost for everything taken into consideration that one has to deal with is astronomical. She is so right. Coffee is so right. It is so right. Everything that you have to deal with and the cost of everything is astronomical. It's just unbelievable. You just be shaking your head the whole time like you can't even believe it. After going through all that and being vulnerable and alone in Ghana. Yes, can you believe that? Chat live. Hey, how you been, Chat Lives Matter? I appreciate you. Where you been? Rosie. No, they all glamorize being an exhausted day in and day out to us. They sure do, honey. They do. They glamorize it. They like being in that sun. They like sweating. They like, I know, man, just come on and stop. It's just becoming too much. Chat Lives Matter says social media algorithms can make it seem like so many Americans are dying, passing away in Africa, but it is really so many. But is it really so many people, or is it just a hot monetization topic? Well, if a lot of content creators talked about it, but they usually don't. Like, I don't usually find these stories on social. Like, I'm probably the only one who's done a story on most of these people. O'Shea will pick up the stories. He's helping us now. But most of the time, people don't talk about this. Nobody was talking about this but us. Nobody talks about this but us. Other than O'Shea, he's the only person who's picked up this story and told her story. Andrea, nobody's told her story but me. Danita, nobody but me. Veronica, nobody but me. Anja's story got told because of all the attention it got, because she was like number 9 and she had been missing, and she had predicted her own death, and she made a big she made she made videos about it. So I don't kind of agree with that. And I think for proportion, compared to the number of women who are in this group, who are in Gambia, Ghana, and Africa, yeah, I think the numbers are I think we're passing away disproportionately to our numbers there. I think so. And they're all suspicious. They're suspicious until we know for sure what happened. Because I showed you in the other video how different poisons can mimic an asthma attack, respiratory distress of an asthma attack. So I don't think people are just talking of sensationalizing this topic. People rarely even talk about this. Like I said, if you go through my channel and pick out those ladies' names, you're not going to see other stories about them just on this channel. And I certainly don't get paid money for get paid like that. I told you it'd be a little pocket change, if that. You have to get a lot of lots and lots of views, y'all, to really make money. I don't get those type of views. I'm not on YouTube like that. You know what I mean? I'm not a full-time YouTube person. So I'm not I don't make money like that. So I don't do anything for sensationalism or to, get people to click or anything like that. I do it to bring awareness. And like I said, nobody is talking about the stuff. Most of the stuff we talk about, we are usually the first people to talk about it. All right. Thank you, Rosie. She says, hit the like button. Rich King says, facts. Tea and Cake says, we don't have an actual count of how many women went alone. No, we don't. But several have been unalived, and we never get an exact. No, we don't. You know that, Tea and Cake? We never do. We never get any exact solid information. We always get these stories. And it's always like we gotta find out after the fact. People in the group gotta leak us the information. It's never just like, well, like a public service announcement. It's never that. We gotta find out. We gotta find out this stuff happened. Why we gotta find it out? Why can't y'all just share it with us? We don't ever have to find out y'all got land for lease. Y'all tell us that. We don't ever have to find out. Y'all want us to come to Ghana and invest everything. We ain't got to find that out. Y'all tell us that. But y'all won't tell us this. I'm so confused. Thank you. Please hit the like button. Yeah, this is a school life. It's going to keep you safe. The truth is not always pretty. No, JW, it's not. And it's not about, the truth is not about being pretty. The truth is about what it is, and that is the truth. Like my grandma say, know the truth, and the truth will set you free. All right? People need to be set free. Now, where are we? Let's start with what happened in Ghana. Lisa was living in Ghana. Now, we don't know exactly when she relocated to Ghana. We know it was sometime after 2018, and she had that money from the accident. Well, we don't know how much she had because she had to spend a lot, but I'm sure she had some left over. 2019 was the year of the return. Oh, excuse me, y'all. Oh, that was a horrible yawn. I'm sorry. Was the year of their return, so she was probably all into that and just wanting to go. So Lisa was living in Ghana. She was single. And according to the information we received, she suffered an asthma attack. She reportedly drove herself to the hospital. Now listen, while Lisa was at the hospital, this is when it gets crazy. Her sister in the United States receives a call. All right, and that's when we're going to start with this video. So here's our other receipt, because I'm going to produce the receipts. We're going to analyze the receipts, and we're going to talk about what we think will happen. This is what happened. This is what the sister said. This is what she said. All right. Paula, I'm not going to say her last name, and my nephew, KW, stand in support of my now deceased sister and my nephew's mom, Lisa Ngozi Williams. On May 1st, 2025, our family received one of the worst calls of our lives, telling us that Lisa had died all the way in another country, Ghana. Not long after that, the first horrific news, we received another call from a doctor where Lisa had been taken in emergency respiratory distress, along with the police chief of the town, Tema, a city in Ghana, saying that someone came back to the hospital trying to press the doctor to release Lisa's things and her body to him because he was Lisa's son and that Lisa wanted to be cremated. My sister has no son or any child in Ghana. Why would someone lie to get the body and quickly try to cremate it? They have been arrested pending charges, and we have demanded an autopsy, but I need to be there. The police went to Lisa's home and arrested several people who were there going through her things. And the person who lied, saying he was her son, was also there. They are now in police custody. Lisa was possibly unalived. We need your help. I am the only person in the family who would be able to find out what is happening and to be there. All right, so this was the contact she sent the word out, the sister did. She felt like her sister was unalive. No, we didn't say that. The person who sent me the information didn't say that. Her sister clearly said it, okay? She clearly said it. She said when she went to the hospital, she got that phone call. Then she said she was doing okay. Then she gets another phone call saying that she passed. So she's like, wait a minute, what? So then she says she wants an autopsy, right? Y'all heard me reading the letter. So then she wants an autopsy, but we get this after that. That confuses me even more. So hold on, let me show you what happened after that. After that, I received some more information about Miss Lisa. Hold on. I'm going to get y'all comments before I play this other receipt. So I got some more information about her. Where is that? And I was just like, what? So this was from one of Ngozi's friends. Okay, I'm going to play this one. But let me get y'all because we're doing receipts tonight. Because I can't figure out what happened. I'm completely stuck. And y'all know I can usually put it together and figure it out. I don't know what the heck happened here. In one clip I'm going to play for you, that you're going to clear him say that she had family in Kumasi, but the lady says in the letter she didn't have no son. She don't have no family in Ghana. So why are they saying this other clip that she did? But hold on, we're going to get to that. So let me get y'all comments. This case has just confused me altogether. The associations will put you out if you tell. I thought so, Lisa. I mean, Coffee. I thought so. I thought they would put you out because I had no, y'all could tell in that one video, I said they'll put you out. And then I said they won't let you in because I didn't have any proof that they'll put you out. That was in my heart that they'll put you out. But I knew it. I knew they would put you out because too many times people have hidden those videos. People have taken those videos down. And the way that lady was writing me, girl, bye. Only reason I altered it was because her parents was on there. But she should have been shouting that to the world. Look what is going on to me, with me. She should be calling ABC News, CBS News, NBC News. She needs to be calling all the YouTubers, all the Pan African YouTube people, Dinah Samir, Kinganda, all of them, even Aphrodamus. She needs to call all of them. Everyone she can think of to get the word out. But instead, they keep it to themselves. I guess a secret. I'm like, what? I don't get that. And then I find out there's a big mess over there. I knew it. But let's get back to Lisa, because I don't even know if Lisa was buying land in a Cebu. I don't know. But I know this African American Association over there knew about her. Okay, they knew about her. They didn't even tell the people over there to 3 months after this woman had passed away. 3 months after she passed away, they make some little lame announcement. And remember, I'm not accusing these people of crime. This is my opinion about what I think that they've done. What I think. You don't have to think what I think. I'm not asking you to think what I think. I'm not asking you to feel what I feel. I'm just telling you, I'm sharing with you how I think and how I feel about them waiting 3 months before they tell the community what happened to this lady and all the confusion around her passing. They haven't even talked about that. But I knew they would put you out. You could tell by the way they talk, they'll put you out. The locals probably thought she was rich. I'm sure they did. Look at her clothes. And look at her thing, but not knowing her situation, not knowing, because one of my friends said one of her friends said they didn't even know she had lost an arm. They couldn't tell because of her, I guess it looks like a normal arm. Yeah. So she probably still had a little of that money and they thought she was rich. Yes, it is very suspicious. Yeah, like vultures, exactly. Oh, you haven't heard nothing yet. What a shame. She drove herself into the hospital. Yeah. Can you imagine what she was going through? Somebody should start moving to Africa insurance policies. Yeah, they need that. But I don't know how. I'm sure they have companies who do that, though. I'm sure there's companies out there who have insurance policies. But you have to pay for them monthly. It ain't a one-time fee. How are they going to pay for that monthly? You think they're going to pay for that monthly? No, they're not. They're going to be too busy trying to make it. Once women, what's it say? Once you allow one to get, hold on, let me make this big. Once you allow anyone to get close to you, they consider themselves to be your family. I have so many people's grandmas in Ghana. I don't like that, but it's what the Ghanaian people do. Okay, Coffee, so you think that don't mean they were really family? And you know what? You're right, because she said in the tape, I'm going to play it for y'all. The person said, the driver, he says it was somebody they were close to in Kumasi. I guess they consider, I couldn't understand it, but I'm going to play it for y'all. All right, to see, I think he said something about They considered her family, considered them family. This one says, TNK says, I'm angry at those expat groups. Why aren't they supporting her and at least helping the family with the paperwork or whatever you have to do over there? Exactly. And you know what I think they should do, y'all? Because there's no social services over there like here. All right. They need to have like a pantry, for expats to come, because remember Veronica didn't have food. Remember sometimes Veronica wouldn't have money. I think they need that. And when I was in Gambia, I saw this expat who was hungry with her kids. And I just felt so bad for her. I felt so bad for her and those kids. So I think the expat associations and repat, those associations who claim they over there to help, why don't you really help? Why don't you really help? Like when somebody's in a bad situation, they should have an emergency number where you can contact them. Say you getting whopped on by your husband. The police ain't gonna do nothing but tell you shouldn't have talked to your husband like that. All right. There's no DV there. Okay. There's no such thing as that. So there's not nobody that's gonna come and take you to a safe house. It's none of that. And you're probably gonna get whopped on your head even more for telling, for daring to go out and complain about it. So you need associations like the African American Association in Ghana to do things like that, to provide services like that. In case a woman is in a DV relationship, be that shelter, be that safe place. Also, food. You need like a pantry when these people run out of money. You need emergency funding for these people. People are going to run out of money. People are going to have problems. People are going to get sick and need money to go to the doctor or money for medicine. That's what these associations need to do. Instead of encouraging us to come to Ghana to invest everything we have, and once we get there, we're on our own and we have no safety net. And you better not complain. You better not say anything to anybody, or we're going to put you out the group and you're not going to get your indentures, your papers, or whatever. And this is what they hold up over these people's head. And y'all know it. This ain't our first time talking about Ghana. Do y'all know I don't even know if she was trying to buy land, y'all. I found out as much as I could, but I couldn't find out like details. They probably told everybody to shut up and don't talk to me though. They probably did. They done probably told the sister don't talk to her. She's just a troublemaker, because that's what the Gambian expats did to the to everybody's family who would come over there. You wouldn't believe what the stuff they would say about me. They would tell them I'm just doing research to make money off of them, to make money off of all these people that pass away. Who paying me? Who paying me to do this? YouTube give me a little thank you, but come on. Nobody's paying me to do this, y'all. I do this out of the kindness of my heart. I do this because I'm a woman, and I hope if something like this, God forbid, happens to me, that another woman would feel it in her heart to tell my story, to get my name out there. So I will never be forgotten. I would hope a woman would feel that way about me. So that's why I do these stories, because I don't want not one of these women to be forgotten. Not one. Let Wadamaya show this. He ain't gonna show this, girl. He ain't gonna show this. He's not. Y'all see, the only big person who shows this is Dinus will show it, and what's his name? O'Shea, Kinganda will show it. That's it. Nobody else is showing this. Sometimes Phil from what is African Diaspora News, sometimes he'll show it, but it goes against his narrative, y'all. East Africa is where the Hebrew diaspora belong. I don't know about that, y'all. I don't trust East Africa either. Guatemala is toxic positivity. Honey, exactly. Y'all can tell. The toxic positivity has taken so many people out of here. You cannot tell. It's like before DV was big and the women was just taking the whoopings and not saying nothing. And that's what's going on with these repats. They just taking the whoopings and not saying nothing. Excuse me. What roles does the American Embassy play in all this? Can you get a ticket back? Can you get a ticket back to the U.S.? What role does the American Embassy play in all this? Well, the American Embassy they have contacted them. From the letter, she said she contacted the American Embassy. Okay. Now, the embassy told her what they can do and what they cannot do. The embassy said they can help her with getting the death certificate. And I think the embassy can help her with getting the arrangements for the flights, but the embassy does not pay for anything. It can help you basically get arrangements and work things out, but they don't give any financial assistance. Everything was on her own. Financially, everything is on her own. So the embassy, they don't play roles like that, basically. That's what I'm telling you. People go over there, and all the cases, Chat Lives Matter, you've seen all the cases we talked about. You've seen the embassy don't do much. They can't. It's not their country. They can't go to Gambia and just go start walking around looking for Anja. They can't do that because that's disrespectful. You in somebody else's house. Don't come to my house and act like I don't have my own police and that I can't police my own country. So they can't do that. They're guests there. They can merely pick up the phone, call the people, and ask somebody to go over there. That's all they can do. But as for them doing it, no, they can't do it. It's the U.S. Embassy. And what was your next question? Can you get a ticket back home to the U.S.? No, they're not going to buy it for you. Well, they told her they weren't paying for none of that. But my understanding is that they will buy the ticket. You just have to pay them back. And they put like a hold on your passport until you do pay them back. Because not a lot of people, but somebody came on my show and said that. Yes, Kiki, at least a reach out number where you can find phone numbers, patient advocates, how to navigate the system in times of trouble. Exactly. Like there should be somebody to go to the hospital with her. You know, like if I'm in a medical emergency, I should be able to pick up that phone from that association and say, I need somebody, like you should have a buddy system. I need somebody to meet me at the hospital or I've got to get to the hospital, meet me there or something. Something. If this is what you want to do. But I see these women in Ghana, honey, doing things I would never do. Never. They done got way too comfortable. You don't get that comfortable in somebody else's house and they speak a whole different language than you. I see these women riding on the buses by themselves. I see these women walking through the neighborhoods, making videos with their phones all out by themselves. And I'm like, do y'all know y'all making yourself a target? Do you realize that? Do you realize that? And then you're making us all a target because then you're making it look like to the other women at home that this is what you do when women come to Africa. You just walk the street with your camera up in the air and you just walk around and you just get on the trotro and you just do whatever you want to do. That's what gets them in trouble every time. All right, let me get your comments. Then we can listen to this one. I don't think it's the associate's fault. No, I don't think it's their fault. No, not one time am I saying it's their fault. I don't even want to imply, and I believe I said that at the beginning, that we're not accusing them of anything, and we're not saying that it's their fault. I'm just saying that I feel like they need to take more responsibility than they do. I think they need to be more accountable for the people they bring over there. I think they need to be more accountable for their members because they know how dangerous it is. I think they need to bring I think they need to like be more open, more transparent about things that happen over there. And that's where they all fall short. I think Americans just don't know how big of a role our system plays in their lives until they are without it. We have so many safeguards in the United States. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And like those same women riding those buses in Ghana, I guarantee you they wouldn't be riding the buses here. I bet you they wouldn't go into Detroit and get on the bus. I bet you they wouldn't go to Philadelphia and get on the bus. That Philadelphia I'll be looking at, where it just looked crazy. I bet you they won't go there and do that. So I'm just so confused. Why do you go to Ghana and think it's okay to do that? That doesn't make sense to me. You put yourself in harm's way every day. That's what they do. And they make it like it's normal. They make it look like it's normal. They told people you are only doing this for clicks. Yes, they did. They told families that. Yeah, they told the families of the people who would come there, okay, not to talk to me. They would tell them, this lady. They would tell them who I am, tell them my name, all that. And some of the families would write me talking straight crazy. And I'm like, what? Just talking straight. That's how I knew, because they told me. They would write me talking straight crazy, honey, talking about I'm doing this for clicks and views and money. Honey, I don't even live off YouTube. I have a real job. I don't live off of this, but that person you talking to lives off of this. So of course they don't want you watching me. Of course they don't want you to know what's going on, because they need you to be blind to the fact. So yes, they told people that. Doing it for clicks for what? For what? I don't live off of YouTube. I'm not one of them people. Yeah, I want clicks. I want everybody to know about Lisa's story. I want everybody to know about all these women. I want everybody to know about these land scammers. So of course I'm doing it for clicks. Of course I want you to click. I want you to know. Can we stop with this Guatemala crap? We don't give a F about that. He don't give a F about Black Americans. What are y'all talking about, Guatemala? Right. He ain't about to talk about that. I know that. He is not about this story been out. He done seen this story. He know about these women passing away. Everybody does. They just don't want to dirty up their channel. Chat lives. No. Wise. No. We're not saying it's the association's fault, but they don't do a damn thing. No, they don't for each other. No, she's absolutely right. Right. She's right. And then you pay a membership for what? All the other stuff you paying, then you got to pay a member to be a part of this organization. You got to pay all this other stuff now. You got to build your house. You got to pay that administrative fee that you were told the land was free, but then you was told there was administrative fee. So you got to pay that too. And pay whatever else it costs to build the house. I just think these people owe these people a little bit more than what they're giving them. JW says, why do people believe it's cheap to? Because I'm telling you, in the Gambia, Black Acres of the Gambia sent that message out for years. For years. That it was cheap. But it's not. It wasn't as expensive as it is now. But now, to me, it costs more when I go there for those 30 days, because I'm not doing 60 no more. But when I go there for 30 days, it costs me more than what it costs me to live in my house for 30 days. Now, can you believe that? What does that say? Look, what? Oh, I don't care about that, honey. Thank you, but I don't care about that. That's why I didn't even read it. Because see, some people like for me to talk about them because they get clicks and they get views when I talk about them. Okay. So when I realized that, I don't talk about you, because this ain't about you getting off on this and getting off whatever you getting off on. So when I realize that you actually getting off on this, I just don't talk about you. I don't even mention your name. This is for educational purposes only. That's all it's for. It's not to stroke somebody's ego or make somebody feel important or make somebody feel some type of way like they matter. Because like I told you, these are all examples. All examples. It's nothing personal. So no, I don't talk about, that's one person I don't talk about. She'll never get no time on Kiki La Nigeria. She can talk about me all she wants to. I don't care. I could care less. I got a citizenship in Sierra Leone with Dinas. He is the real deal. I know, and they tried to talk about him. No bra, no manners, no suitcase. Got the nerve to call people ugly. Oh, I don't care about that. She said, who is Latit's grandmother? What is the channel? See? That's why we don't talk about it, because see, now people gonna go over there and look it. No, we don't talk about them people over here. Honey, we don't talk about them people over here. We don't care about them people. We said what we had to say and we done. Time to move on, girl. We ain't got time to sit and roll around in the mud. Lion repats pretend you can go to Egypt and become a captain. I know, on a tour boat with no money. Exactly. And somebody is writing me about her. Yep. So she's on. So who is she giving the tour or something? Tell me more about that, because that's the second time I've heard about her and some tours today. So let me tell me some more about that. All right. Maya got the start. Maya got his start. What Maya got his start off of Black Americans, then was gone. Oh, for real? I didn't know he ever talked about us. Then he was gone like a ghost. When was the last time he in? I don't even know, honey. I've never seen him talk about Black Americans. That's right, about 3 years ago. Ooh. All right, so Adra, I didn't watch that because the title just made me mad. But we're not talking about her. And we're not talking about her. I don't care who she is. Y'all are horrible. Let's see. Maya got his, what am I got? Okay, we said that. Great suggestions, buddy. Yes. Buddy system far too vulnerable without it. You sure are. Chat Lives Matter says. Yeah, that's what I thought. You can go to the embassy and get back to your country. It's a loan, but you can't get back home. Yes, you can. Because remember we were saying that when they were talking about Anja, and they was like, she needed money to get back home. And we was like, all she got to do is go to the embassy. And then they said they didn't want to get in debt. She didn't want to get in debt. What? But you needed to get back home. So you don't want to get in debt? That doesn't make sense. Do you need to get back home or don't you? So hold on. The next one says, I was a study abroad student in Ghana in the late 90s. Oh my God, are you serious? 2 in our group got great. Oh my God. Oh, that's why. You know what? When I went to Cameroon, I went with the group like that. And they didn't let us, like we were with families. You could, like my family wouldn't let me go anywhere. And I had to be in the house by 10 o'clock. I was so mad because everybody else in the group was having fun, hanging out, going to the clubs, doing everything. 10 o'clock, here I am. I'm leaving. I'm getting up, leaving, while everybody else having a great time. Party just getting started. But that's what they said. They kept telling me, no, it's not safe for you out there. Every time I would ask, could I stay out later and go to a party, they would say, no, it's not safe for you out there. It's not safe for you out there. They will see you and take advantage of you. And oh my God, that's horrible. I bet the university got sued for that. Was you with the university? I bet they got sued for that. Wow. All right. If you're not doing well in America, Mr. D. Coleman says, if you're not doing well in America financially, there's no reason to move. No, it's right. There's no reason to move there and do worse. He's right, because that's what's going to happen. Poverty there, right. Poverty there is real. There's no one to help. And that's what I'm saying. These associations need to help because there's no help. Here, there's a pantry. You can go and get some food. You can stand in line and go and get some food. If you don't have a place to sleep, you can go sit inside the hospital. Do they let y'all sit in the hospital? No, they don't let the homeless sit in the hospital. Where do they tell? The airport? I think they tell them to go to the airport. Or there's a homeless shelter if the homeless shelter is not full. But they don't even have a homeless shelter. So they don't even have a homeless shelter to be full. You know what I mean? So let's see. Ouch. Americans in times, yeah, they need help. You know, they need help for real. They really do. They need some type of programs. You can't just send people over there and don't do nothing for them. Okay, hold on. Okay. And Chat Live Matter says clicks get the word out. It sure does. And the only people talking, what's wrong with covering it for clicks? And what's wrong with getting paid to spread the word about something important? Sounds like a win-win to me. Oh God, exactly. But it is what it is. People don't know. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, the clicks, yeah, because I want you to click because I want you to spread the word. But getting paid, YouTube don't pay you like that. I have to get way more clicks than this, honey. My sister was talking about going to Nigeria with her friend. And I said, hell no. Not by yourself, because her friend thinks just like those Africans. And my sister's friend is an FBA. Okay, let me stop. How many more comments? Oh, yeah. Let me get over here to the video. Okay, let me show this video real quick. Now, this was, let me see where we are now. So after that letter came about the respiratory distress and everything, we got this receipt. Let me put this one on. Yeah, we got this receipt. Oh, all I had to do was push play. So let's go listen to this one.
Eye on him, man. Keep your eye up in there.
This person was a friend of Lisa's, okay? And this is what they were saying about this driver, because they felt like the word was out that the driver had something to do with it. Like the driver was driving her car, the driver was in her house, and all of that, okay? So this was his response to what he had been hearing.
You have to do it up in there, man. You keep your eye on him, man. Keep your eye on his ass. Yeah. My homegirl passed away. I don't know if you've seen her picture, the one with the Miss R. She passed away. She had this dude that was with her all the time, the damn her driver. And then she ended up sick. According to him, she drove herself to the hospital. She died the next day. Well, she died that day, and then they embalmed her that next day, and then cremated her the following day. And I'm sad. And even Dr. Mulata was talking to him, and he was asking, well, who authorized all that? He couldn't come up with that stuff. And it usually was to embalm you. That's because they want to bury you. They didn't come around to cremate you. Man, look, that's some foul play shit, man. I don't care what that nigga say. I don't believe nothing to come out after their mouth, man. I'm just gonna be honest with you. The majority of that should be lots. Now, turns out the driver, because the sister was telling me what happened too. She said the driver, the guy was telling the story. While she was in the hospital, this nigga went to the hospital with the keys. He was trying to get the keys to her car. All right. First of all, like he himself says she drove herself to the hospital.
Now, this information is coming from the friend who was a friend to the sister. Okay. The sister is telling him this. Now, remember that, because the driver going to spin this story all the way around. Okay. So remember where this guy is getting his information from the sister. All right, so let me go back to that.
And he goes showing up there trying to get the keys to the car. The doctor, he was suspecting this nigga like, hold up, you ain't a family, you a driver and shit, but why you need the keys to their car? So he called the cops on that nigga, but then they put him in jail. And he said police beat him up and they suspected him and woo. But hey, if you acting shady, of course the nigga don't suspect it. And so he went on to say he found about 4,000 kind of CDs at her house. Woo. But my thing is, why are you even bringing up money? That's your so-called frown. What was he doing in our house? Was he looking for money? What? How you telling the shit?
For money.
Man, there's just so many unanswered questions, man. But I'll go back down to, man, the motherfuckers be plotting too, man. Gotta be real careful. Don't let motherfuckers see where you keep your money and none of that shit. Because, man, even if they ain't doing, don't want to do it, it'd be their family. It'd be outside motherfuckers getting in their head, telling them, oh, you know, you can do this. You can just take this. Or you can get rid of him. I'm getting rid of her. And then you can take that money. You know, these motherfuckers on the outside talking to him, man. And so you gotta be careful, man. So we coming in the game naive, man. A lot of our people, yeah, we think we in the motherland and all this shit. So everybody gonna be nice, and they ain't gonna be like the niggas who just left in America, man. Look, man, as I grew older, man, I was starting to see niggas in America as probably some of the realest motherfuckers out there. Because if we don't fuck with you, we don't fuck with you. Yeah, these motherfuckers be loud, laughing, and playing all in your face and shit behind your back. They're trying to remove the carpet from up under your ass. So, man, niggas better be wise, man. That's all I can say.
So that was her friend, okay?
Wow.
That was her friend. And he was getting his information from her sister, okay? He was talking to somebody who, I think the guy is, he's somebody, I think he's a member of that association, okay? The American Association, African American Association. But he was just talking to him about, you know, what happened to Lisa. And, you know, how he felt like this driver had something to do with it, and how you got to really watch these drivers. Black American Lisa Marie Gibson lives in Ghana. She has a sister girl group. Have not mentioned this at all. No, they're not going to. They're not going to mention this at all. This is why you make sure you have a steady income coming in and keep your American bank account just in case civil unrest happens and you can immediately get the HE double sticks out of there. But yeah, what if they shut down the airport though? Fiona, how you been, Fiona? Fiona, what you been doing? I won't go over to that channel, Kiki. I just wanted to know. No, you could go over there. No, you can go over there. You can go over there for real. I don't care. I was just playing. You can go over there if you want to, honey. Receive peace. Frederick says health, wealth. Oh, thank you, Frederick. That's sweet. Okay. Fiona's here, y'all. Okay. She says where she's off to now is a secret. Blessings, everyone. We love you, Kiki. Hey, I love you too, Sir Jonah. How you been? Okay, y'all talking to Fiona. I know. We glad to see you, Fiona. Edra says, none is, let me make this big so I can see it. Edra says, none is on the boat, but her 3 guys she slept on the boat stopped. Oh my God, Jesus. Edra, what are you doing? Okay, I don't want to see that. Okay, let's go back. Just to let you guys know, I wrote Aunt Kathy's name in this. Oh, you're so sweet. You should have took a picture so I could have posted it on my community page. I think you can post it. Yeah, you can post it on the community page. So if you do something like that again, please post it on the community page so we can see it. Oh, listen, y'all. I think I'm going to do that. I don't know if this is a man or a woman, but they say, just to let you guys know, I wrote Aunt Kathy's name in the sand on the beach in the Gambia. Rest in peace, Miss Kathy. Wow. That's nice. She appreciated that. Dag. It's just terrible what happened to her. How are people traveling? Honey, I don't know. That's what we're trying to figure out. Fiona, thank you for trying to be nice to others in the comments, but boy, they can get crazy. Okay. So this is what the friend was saying. All right. So then after that, let me show y'all the other. So after that, I get another message, right? So I get that voice clip, okay? Then guess what? I got another voice clip. And this voice clip was, guess what? Who this voice clip was from? This voice clip was from the driver. And honey, his story is completely different. Listen to what the driver said. Let's listen to this one. This is what the driver got to say, okay? So, this video, friend, okay, of this African American. Say that's the case, okay? So you got to get the death certificate. I'm trying to get to where the driver talking. Sensation. No, I'm not doing. I don't want y'all to hear, like, go through all this. She probably did, but I go like, oh, her sister said this. All right.
The one responsible.
Okay,
for it.
That doesn't make sense.
No, it don't. Don't none of this make sense.
With my
Hold on. This out and tell me what y'all think. All right, listen, y'all.
That is the problem, doctor, because I asked the police, why did the woman die and they did embalming on her body the same day? When I asked this question, that was the reason why they were angry and they arrested me.
So y'all heard what he said. I'm gonna stop this to make sure y'all understand. They did the embalming on her body the same day. The same day. He said, he asked the doctor, why did they do that? Or the police, and he was taken into custody. And they beat him for 4 days, I think he said. So let's listen.
For 4 days, doctor.
Oh, you got to be joking, man. What?
I was arrested and beaten with my head. It wasn't easy, doctor. I think the best is even make an arrangement and meet you one-on-one so I can explain.
So why would they arrest you and you're trying to just seek information? That doesn't make sense.
Yes, because the police over there are greedy. You know, they came to me that they want to search the house. I quickly called Mama Erna so that Casa can assist me. So if anything happened in the house, it wouldn't be like I was the one responsible.
Okay, excuse me a moment, Daniel. When you say you call Erna, is that Erna who lives in Prom Prom?
Yes. You know, I used to drop.
Now, to my understanding, the older gentleman talking and Erna are all members of this African American Association. So they were fully aware of all of this. And they ain't tell nobody. They ain't tell us anyway.
Erna, that's how come I know you.
Okay. Go ahead.
Right. So, Mama Erna came to the house. When we searched Ngozi's bedroom, we found 49,100. From that point, the
49,100 what? Cities, okay.
Yes. So when they were interrogating me and they realized that I have much information about Ngozi, they were greedy. They want to swipe me out so that they can take everything in the house because there was no family at that point. So my consistency in the house, making sure that things will go right along the line, they accused me of stealing Ngozi's car, Ngozi's dogs. I mean, doctor, it's a whole lot of lies. I have all my evidences here that when I show to you, they just take me out to win what they want to win in the house. And so it started so funny, but it's so serious, doctor. So to be very frank with you, where I am now is very busy. I'm traveling to Cape Coast.
Oh, okay.
And I'm coming on Monday.
Okay.
So if you favor me from Monday going, anytime you have time, I'll make my way to see you one-on-one. And I believe I can give you more information as to what to do because they even did the cremation at the Lashibi funeral homes without inviting anybody. Only the acclaimed family from Kumasi. It was only 2 people who did cremation.
So that I don't understand that. He said they did a cremation without inviting anybody. Only 2 people from Kumasi. It was only 2 people who did the cremation
on her body.
On her body.
This is so sad.
Well, who authorized the cremation? They just can't do that unless they get authorization. Who authorized it?
So this sister was calling from the US that she's a sister to Ajua.
So this sister was calling from the US that is a sister to.
So she called someone from Kumasi that she has been living with this person in the state for some time.
So she said she called somebody in Kumasi who was living with her, this person in the States for some time. So why is the email saying something different? Why is the email saying something different? I'm confused. Please help me.
So now these people came from Kumasi to meet me at the police station, including the police. So these two people were the one who took in charge of the cremation.
Mm.
Yeah, I have all their names and their numbers. They are.
So these two people came who used to live with the sister. The sister called them. I'm assuming this is the same sister who wrote the letter. So this sister had to know the person was cremated. So why is the GoFundMe still up asking for money?
Coming from Kumasi.
Okay, then Daniel, thank you so much. I know you're in transit. Like you said, you're up in the central region. Well, as soon as you get back, I'll give you a call on Monday or Tuesday, okay?
Right, doctor. Thank you so much.
Okay, I'm sorry to hear you haven't gone through all of this stress, but God knows best. Okay, then I'll call you Monday or Tuesday. Thank you.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Right. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me right there. That whole phone call just didn't make sense to me, but that didn't make sense to me at all. The driver wasn't around. No, he said he wasn't. Okay, so y'all just heard what the driver. It's definitely foul play. Every time someone talks about this, I have even more questions. Yeah, exactly. Could it be that he was working for money to pay for the burial, looking for money to pay for the burial? If she was embalmed without enough money, that's not what he said. They decided to cremate her instead, which is cheaper, much cheaper. But I don't know, y'all. I'm just confused. Hope your shelter. It's getting. Oh, Fiona, thank you, sweetie. It's getting better slowly but surely. I didn't know shelters took this long to heal. They take a long time. He was like, stop. I'm like, am I supposed to be reaching over my head? I'm trying to reach in the cabinets. I'm trying to do all kind of stuff. He like, you're not supposed to be doing that. You're not supposed to be doing any of that. Not yet. So I'm ready to get back to me, to myself. So I'm just confused. After that call, I was totally confused. What do y'all think? Jamaicans are 9 nights in England. Okay. I know. Oh, what? What are y'all talking about? What are y'all talking about? Okay, let me go over here. I would just bury my loved one and move on. I don't want nobody cutting the body into pieces, looking for whatever. Yeah, they don't do those. Those are full autopsies. So those are probably not the autopsy. I think for those autopsies, you probably have to request those. They don't even do those full autopsies here unless there's like they suspect foul play or something, you know. So a full autopsy is different. So if they do a full autopsy, yeah, that's when they're going to cut you open and do all of that. WTH. So the police beat the driver, and the driver is saying the police wanted to ransack the house first. Yes. The driver is saying that it doesn't even make sense. The driver is saying that the police, did I play y'all the one yet? Where he is saying that the driver is saying that the police is the friend of Ngozi, and that he wanted, and that, wait a minute, let me make sure. Let me show you. See where I am. Okay, that the one we just listened to was the driver, right? And the driver was telling y'all that the police did all of this, okay? That the police are the ones that are behind all of this, right? All right. So let me get some of y'all comments and we're gonna go up here. Okay, she said she live in Kumasi. Y'all ain't even African. Stay out of the Africa and sit your black Indian butts down somewhere. Golden Heart says. Irma is a senior citizen among the AA. Oh, you know who she is? Is the AAAG. In my opinion, she too is a gatekeeper along with the. See, that's what I'm saying, Coffee. If these two gatekeepers knew this whole situation, why are we just now finding out about it? Why is this still all confused? Why is this story all messed up? How come they're not demanding answers about this lady's passing? How come they're not talking to us about it? They help, in my opinion, they help cover it up. I was thinking she was in Accra. Why don't they secure her home until the family is contacted? Everyone just running around in the house. Yeah, taking whatever they want to take. So let me show y'all what happened after that. All right. What is she? Okay, so you're talking to TNK. All right. So let me look up here. Let me go over here and show y'all the next thing. Let me look at my list. So the phone calls, she receives another call. The call told her Lisa had passed away. We talked about that. We read the thing. And then she set the GoFundMe up. Now let's look at this GoFundMe. All right. Then there was another GoFundMe set up. The first one, remember the first one? She did that for the arm. Then there was a second GoFundMe. And this GoFundMe, I'm just like confused. Totally confused. Because this person is saying that the family know. She says, I am Paula and my nephew, KW, stand in support of my now deceased sister, my nephew's mom, Lisa Ngozi Williams. On May 2025, our family received one of the worst calls. That's the phone call. We read that. So let's go down here where he says, not long after that, we received another call from the doctor where Lisa has been taken to the emergency room in respiratory distress, along with the police chief of the town in Tima. So there was a police officer there, y'all. Look, she said Lisa was taken to the emergency respiratory. Wait a minute. We received another call from a doctor where Lisa had been taken in emergency respiratory distress, along with the police chief of the town, Tima, a city in Ghana, saying that someone came back to the hospital trying to press the doctor to release Lisa's body. Okay, so that police officer, the police chief must have been there, and that's how he was arrested at the hospital. Because when he came back, he might have been asking for her body. But maybe the police chief is trying to keep her things to protect them. Maybe he was her friend, because he said the police chief was a close friend of the family, because it sounds like he was at the hospital with her. All right. So it says, in the city of Ghana, saying that someone came back to the hospital trying to press the doctor to release the body because he was Lisa's son and that Lisa wanted to be cremated. So that didn't make sense. Then she goes on to what we read earlier. She didn't have any children. She says was Lisa poisoned? Who really knows? Right now, as much needs to be done. So she's just asking for some clarity. And she's saying here, this is what she's saying she needs the money for. This is where the problems come in. No, the problems come in before that. The transport, taking her back from the morgue to the coroner's office to the autopsy, $450 to $2,000. Transfer to the funeral home and preparing the body to $4,000 to $10,000. A round trip ticket to Ghana, $4,000 to $5,000. 30 days in Ghana, $1,500. She's gonna need more than $1,500. Oh, she's gonna need way more than that, than $1,800. So then she only got 575 donations. So I'm confused. When I tell you I'm confused, I'm totally confused. because the GoFundMe and the letter go together. But what they're saying on the ground in Ghana and what she's saying, so I think she had to be a member of this AA association, because why is he talking to them? You know what I mean? Why is he telling this stuff to them? And they know her. Okay, so Coffee says, consider that once she was passed, everything she had was up for the taking by everyone and anyone. These people know that there is no next of kin there. So you know what I said? I said when I was looking at that, it's like it reminded me of grave robbers. You know, in A Christmas Carol, when Ebenezer Scrooge passes away, and those people come and take money out of his pockets, the grave robbers. That's what I said this is. I said, oh, these people are grave robbers. So when you pass away, they just go in and swoop in and get your stuff. So we don't know who got the stuff. We don't know if the driver said he ain't got it. He said the policeman took it. Now we do know the driver is saying there was a policeman at the hospital. He did say the policeman was her friend. Well, maybe the policeman felt like the driver was the one who was up to no good. Or maybe he gave him something since he's back there asking about her. So let's see the next one. We talked about the GoFundMe, the contradictions in about the body. Now, this is the part I don't get. All right. Was the body embalmed or was the body cremated? And the letter said that she wanted to do an autopsy. She wanted to bring her back here. So how could the body be embalmed and cremated at the same time? Allegedly, the family approved of it. Remember? The family was contacted by an individual in Kumasi, and they said, okay. I don't get that. Embalmed, cremated, or at the morgue. Remember? Embalmed, cremated, and that we was told 3 different things. And all 3 of these things cannot be true at the same time. They just, no way can they all be true at the same time. So we don't know. We have no clue. All right, let me keep going. So this is another receipt. Let's look at this one. We saw that one. All right, so so 3 months after all of this happened, the AAA people finally put out a message. Let's check out. I don't know if this is the first message, but this is a message they put out, and I believe they put this out in August. All right, August 15th, she passed away, remember, in May. This is what they sent out to their people on August the 15th. Many of you are new and may not have seen this. Adejowa Ngozi Williams died in the hospital due to acute asthmatic attack, but they never took an autopsy. They never took a tox screen, so they really don't know. They're going by what they think and what they feel. Her driver was trying to get a family contact for her at the time of her passing. He was the person with the most knowledge of her situation. Since then, on May 3rd, an update was sent to the Welfare and Wellness Committee on Sister Lisa Ngozi Williams. So they got a welfare committee and everything. So it sounds like the welfare committee checks on the welfare of the people. So I believe it should be the welfare committee's duty to let us keep us abreast, but not just the paying members. Now, some information, you should keep for the paying members, but information like this, nah, you should publish this as a public service to everybody in Ghana. Yesterday, I was able to speak to her sister in the U.S., and I have connected her to, this is a mama somebody who's a member, Teresa somebody who's a member of this organization, I believe, and Auntie Darko, who I also believe is a member of this organization, as resources to provide advisement and any next steps. So this is the same thing the Gambian repast was doing. Remember when the loved one would come over there, when someone would pass away, the Gambian repast would swoop in and tell you they're there and spin and shield them from all other information. Sounds like that's what they're doing also. Her sister is very grateful. Okay, here's the organization, y'all, for AAAG's presence and willingness to provide wise, trusted counsel. Wow. As family makes plans to travel to Ghana. Thank you. And this says the person's name for reaching out and for updating us. So that's what they sent out to their members in 3 months after this lady passed away. 3 months after this lady passed away, you can't be serious about getting any real information about what happened to this lady. You can't be. So my question with that is, why 3 months? Why would you wait 3 months? You know, why would you wait 3 months to talk about this? It appears that they are unaliving. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It does appear that way. Yeah, it really does. Coffee says, trust no one in Ghana. Ghanaians lie like we drink water. That's bad. All right, so let's see this other. Oh yeah, I think we're gonna get done with this early tonight. All right, now let's check out this one. This is another piece of evidence that I have. All right, now this one, they said, that's not enough.
I know, I have to make her some more.
Okay, hold on, yeah. This one is where they were just saying that she passed away, but they did not check anything. So I'm wondering, how do they know she passed away from another receipt that I received from someone. And excuse me. This okay, this is another receipt that I received. And in this receipt, let's read it and see what it says. It says, here, her sister is trying to make her way to Ghana. She will make a statement at that time. So what does that mean? She's trying to make her way to Ghana. Does that mean she's coming to Ghana? Does that mean she's still trying to get money together? I'm not sure what that means, trying to make her way to Ghana. She passed away from respiratory problems that her family was aware that she had. She was hospitalized the last time she visited with them. This was an ongoing medical issue she had. She wasn't murdered, and no investigation is being done. There is no one in custody for questioning her death. All right, so basically this is saying there's no one in custody for questioning in her death. All right, because they're basically saying we think it was an asthma attack. But see, this is the part that doesn't make sense to me. Right. She was hospitalized the last time she visited them at home. All right, they knew all that, so they knew she had asthma. So when you when she was told it was an asthma attack, why didn't it just settle in her soul? She said it didn't settle in her soul. She didn't say it like that, but it couldn't have settled in her soul for her to write the email and ask for help, trying to figure out what happened to her sister. So she could get there and try to figure out what happened to her sister and her sister's belongings. So once again, here's another receipt. All right, here's another receipt. And this is confusing because it's not clear. What does that mean? Trying to make her way to Ghana. The sister is trying to make her way to Ghana. And she's had an ongoing medical issue. So that means she wasn't unalived because she had an ongoing medical issue. See, that doesn't make sense. No. This is why autopsies and tox screens are so important. That sounds ludicrous. Because I have an ongoing medical issue, that means I can't be unalived. Yeah. And then, what happened after she passed? We're going to check that out. Listen closely. Listen closely to this voice clip, to what happened to her and her things after she passed. There's the real tragedy. That's when so we already talked about that. So we talked about We talked about that. So you guys already know about that. All right. So to me, I'm like, okay, why would you put this out that she passed away from respiratory problems, but you don't even know? You don't know what she passed away from. You have no clue what this woman passed away from. None whatsoever. But you put it on here, you put it out like you do know, like it's a certain. It's for certain. That I had a problem with that also. Yeah, I had a big problem with that also. So let me look at y'all comments. I had a huge problem with that. In this case, I just really could not figure out. I couldn't put my finger on what was going on here at all. And with someone with an ongoing serious medical issue, right? Go to Ghana where they won't have access. She's right. Asthma, really? Yeah, asthma, really? I found they have asthma meds there. I heard they have asthma meds there. I'm sure she was prepared for it. I hope she was. I hope she was, because she needed a breathing machine. She needed all kind of stuff. Like the asthma people like need all kind of electricity. Like the stuff they need is electric. Did the hospital she go to have electric where they could run something like that? I truly believe that they are putting a target on the AA women movement. I do too, to Africa with money. Why isn't this happening? See, that's what I'm saying, CMC. Why isn't this happening to any group other than just this group? Although even ashes have to be approved to bring back. My aunt wanted her ashes spread in the Bahamas, and my cousins had to do the paperwork before flying it. It didn't cost. Oh, that was nice. Trust no one. Okay, we read that one. All right. Okay. So this is my last piece of evidence. This is my last piece. And I bet y'all sound like y'all just as confused as I am. And what happened to her? We don't know. They don't think anybody will ever know. Yeah, here's another message. And it says, I spoke with Ngozi's sister, and if anyone in leadership, now this is that organization again, I told you this organization knows about this situation, but for some reason, it wasn't like put out there for for us to know, for the public to know. If anyone in leadership wants her number, please inbox me and I will supply it. At this time, the only suspects are the police, who the family trusted. It seems the office has stolen all her belongings. They don't have a death certificate, and her body is still in Ghana. The GoFundMe is to raise money so they can come here to make sure there wasn't any foul play. There is no one in custody, and Lisa did have respiratory issues and was hospitalized the last time she visited them in the States. Because no one can give them answers, they feel it could have been foul play. Oh, they're saying because no one could give them answers. I guess so. Because if somebody passed away, you're supposed to be able to give me answers. See, that's what I'm saying. She right. If you hesitating and you stumbling over your words, nah, bruh, no, no. I'm coming because I want to know. Something's wrong. You shouldn't be stumbling if you're telling me the truth. Right. So it says, there is no one in custody. I'm going back up. And Lisa did have respiratory issues and was hospitalized. And the last time she visited them in the States, she was hospitalized because no one can give them answers. Mm-hmm. They feel it could have been foul play, but there is no proof or evidence. Well, of course there's no proof or evidence because the body has been embalmed and cremated. Did you take any specimens, organ specimens? Did you take any blood? Did you take anything before you did all of that? No. Proof or evidence of that, and no one is in custody, and no charges have been filed. So, I believe this was released by that organization, and I believe it goes within the organization. It's not public knowledge. Something like this needs to be public knowledge. You know what I mean? But in my opinion, this is how these groups operate. They are the gatekeepers of information. And as we see, Ghana has one also. They decide what we need to know and what we don't need to know. In my opinion, we need to know this. You knew this. Right. Yeah, here's another message. And it says,
All right, let me turn mine up. All
I-
right.
So that was all the evidence. That was all of it. And after I got all that, I went through all of that. I believe this one about the police was the last one, the last piece of evidence that I had received. And yeah, after I got all of that, I was even more confused because the police was at the scene. Remember, there was a police chief there. This note said that the police was her friend. But what I don't understand is how the police go to the house and catch them in the house. Remember, it was said he caught them in the house, but the driver didn't say anything like that. The driver said him and her friend went, him and one of her friends went to her house, got her stuff, and went to the hospital. So I'm confused. I don't know what happened. The respiratory theory erases questions. I know. That's why they want to do that, Coffee. That's why they want to throw that out there and want us to accept that. But that respiratory theory isn't making sense. African American women need to stop moving to Africa by themselves. In Africa, you are protected by a man or your son. If you have to make it on your own life, stop retiring to Africa, Black women, CM says. Fiona says, but it seems that some of these women who go there have health issues. They do. Breathing, mobility, they do. They do. And I don't know why. I don't know why. Because that's going to cause you problems. I wouldn't move there with a, ouch. Oh, yeah, my shoulder hurt. I wouldn't move there with a condition. Oh, but maybe she needed electricity and didn't realize she do need electricity for that that asthma, that breathing machine, that you need electricity for that. The electrical system in Ghana is spotty. And if you have health issues, you should be traveling with good insurance and enough money to get you out of the country safely. She's right. Black American women that want to move to Africa need to make sure that you have a husband or a son. We read that, y'all. I must be behind. Where are we at now? Yes, Coffee, electricity going out. So the breathing machine is not reliable if you don't have electricity. Yep. So what y'all think happened? I done presented y'all all the evidence. I done told y'all the whole story. And sometimes, y'all know what? I'm sitting here thinking, is the sister even real? You know, is she real? As many times as I done reached out to her and I've gotten crickets. I'm like, is this person even real? They keep saying she coming to Ghana, but she never arrives. You know, she says she didn't know her sister wasn't cremated, but then her sister is cremated, according to these other people, 2 other people who are on ground. She's not only cremated, she's embalmed and cremated. So I don't know what's going on here. And if that's the case, why not go to the GoFundMe and adjust what the GoFundMe is saying? Why is it still saying the same thing? That's problematic. And you know what else I noticed about the GoFundMe? That it hasn't moved. It's still at that same point, $575. Live someplace else with a better medical care infrastructure if you have pre-existing conditions. Kiki, if it's your right shoulder, that mouse is probably not doing you any favors. Girl. Yeah, that's why I'm not using it. I'm using these up and down arrows. But I think it's the movement. You know what I mean? The repetitive movement. Yeah, it is my right shoulder. You know it is. Girl, this getting over this right shoulder injury was hard. I'm ready for this to be done. I really am. Ooh, you right. Because every time I lift it up, I get this sharp pain in it. Okay, healthcare systems don't work well there, and they truly may not know how she died. They don't, Coffee. They don't. This is what they do. I saw an autopsy report from one of the ladies who passed away in the Gambia. Her husband went there, and he had an autopsy. It took a long time, but he had one. Now, guess how they do the autopsy? It's a questionnaire. It's an autopsy questionnaire where we just ask you questions. They will just go and ask people questions about how they think you died. Did you have any sicknesses? How was you doing the other day? And then they just put it together from that and say that's how you passed away. They don't care how old you are, how young you are. That's how they come up with it. These women get there and get involved with Ghanaian boy men. Then men give them an African name to make them feel special. Oh, and the women lose their minds and don't make good decisions. And that's so sad. That's so sad because I heard Kenza say she was lonely before she came to Ghana. She was lonely. And y'all know that's all they look for. That's all they look for. Number one qualification, you got to be lonely. And that's sad. That is really sad. But you're right. That's what's going on. And they're just being set up for the setup. Because I don't know. I don't know anything else. Y'all, that's all I know. I don't know what happened to her. I don't know if the sister really came back. I even wrote one of them people from that African American Association. I ain't get no, when I tell y'all I got no response back, I got crickets from everybody I reached out to, except for the person who was sending me this stuff. And that's why they sent it to me, because they felt like it was wrong. They felt like it was completely wrong that you guys are not talking about this lady passing away. Like you're trying to just sweep it under the rug because you don't want people to know. And you know, I was just sitting there thinking one night while I was working on this lady's case, and it was coming to me. It came to me that the reason they don't talk about this stuff is because they look at these ladies passing as a blemish on this movement. It's like a black stain on the movement. It's a tarnish. It tarnishes the movement. And these people full of toxic positivity, they don't want this talked about because it makes the movement, it doesn't make it look good. So they don't want these stories out there about them. Because if they did, y'all, more people would know. More people would do more videos about them than just me and Kinganda helping out. And like I said, Dynas will help too from time to time. But most of the time, no. Because nobody wants this. Nobody wants to talk about what's going on with the Pan-African movement, that this costing these women their lives. And there's some single men over there too that they costed their lives. Remember the man, what was his name? Dominique, or was his name Dominique, y'all? Mr. Dominique, remember him? And Hamza, we don't know what happened to Hamza. We have no clue. They just found him. But I think the sister said Hamza had like high blood pressure or something, and he wasn't taking care of himself. But how will we know when there's no autopsy? And then the other one, Dominique, I think that was his name, Mr. Dominique. He was unalived by somebody he thought was his friend. They hit him in the head. Or did he stab him? I can't remember. But to get his truck, he wanted his truck and he was going to sell his truck to go the back way. He wanted to go the back way out of Gambia, and I think he needed $1,000 or $3,000, and he was going to sell this man's truck to get the money he needed to go the back way to Europe. Yeah. Yeah. And it's in my opinion that I think these organizations need to tell us about this. This needs to be out there. Rosie says, Black American women need to do their due diligence, educate, because nobody's going to do it for you. Nobody's going to warn you. Nobody. Now, Lisa, we ain't never going to know what happened to her. She's going to be forgotten about. Watch. She's going to be forgotten about. It's just going to be over, and just like that. And the African American Association will go on like business as usual. The Pan-African movement will continue like business as usual. This is another lady who lost her life to this movement. Another lady. How many ladies got to lose their lives, y'all? I don't know. If you ask me, I don't know. Like I told you, I lost count of how many stories I've told on this channel of women who have passed away in West Africa. It's just unbelievable. It is truly unbelievable. All right, y'all, we've been on here. Let's do 4 more minutes, and then we'll be at an even 2 hours. You are correct. Also, you must be there. What is that? I can't see there. I can't see it, y'all. Yes, the associations are a hierarchy. I can't see it, y'all. I'm sorry, I can't see that one good. Let me see this, if I can see this one. It's becoming a trend in Africa now. This is why I'm keeping my tail in the States. Thanks, Kiki. Yes, it is. And it's not, like I said, they don't talk about it. They don't want this to dirty up their little movement. They don't want anybody to know. They don't want this to be brought to the forefront because they don't want people to stop coming because Black women are being unalived. They don't want that. So Elisa is just another one added to my list of women. Added to the playlist of women. And it just grows and grows and grows. And I keep asking myself, when is it going to stop growing? Is it ever going to stop growing? What do y'all think? Y'all think it's going to stop? Or y'all think it's just going to continue business as usual? Let me look and make sure I did everything. We talked about the driver's statement. He said he didn't take her belongings. The police took her items. The police was allegedly her friend. Remember, there was a police officer at the hospital with her. He took her car. He took her belongings. And he's currently driving her car. So the evidence in Ghana shows that the African American Association of Ghana allegedly knew about Lisa's death. The information was not shared publicly, and it remained within the organization. That should never happen. That looks really, really bad. If you promote relocation investment, you got to promote safety. You have to be responsible to disclose safety concerns. Y'all remember when the universities wasn't disclosing safety information like that? Girls were being raped on their campus and they weren't saying anything. They weren't telling you. No, they were hiding that information because it was going to put a dirty stain on the universities and people wouldn't want to go there. But now, do you know you have to reveal that? You have to reveal if you have any grapes on your campus. Yeah, because of stuff like this. You can't gatekeep information that's going to keep people safe. You cannot do that. Who often, this is the questions that I'm walking away with from this case. All right, I'm walking away with several questions, but here they are. Let me show y'all, tell y'all. So these are the questions I'm walking away with. I'll probably never get no answers. Who authorized the embalming or the cremation? Did we ever find that out? No. Did we ever find out who authorized the embalming? No. Did we ever find out who authorized the cremation? Did they say the friend from Kamasi did? I don't know. When did the cremation occur? Did it occur that night? Did it occur the next day? It sounded like all this happened right back to back to back. Why does the GoFundMe say the body is in the morgue? I don't get that. If you're cremated, you're not in the morgue. Are you in the morgue? And she said the body was embalmed and then it was cremated. Why is the GoFundMe saying the body is in the morgue? My other question is, who has Lisa's property? According to the driver, the police have it, her friend. And my other question is, why weren't the community members informed? Why was the information kept away from the people? And finally, what role did the police play in all of this? I don't know. And I still walk away leaving this show. I have no clue. I can't even answer those questions. She wasn't in the clique. No. What good is the association if they aren't going to look out for you once you get there? Exactly. What good are you? You ain't no good. Kiki, my dad is Nigerian, and your mom is from Barbados. I was never able to visit my family in Nigeria because of the jealousy and hidden threats after my dad's passing. Oh, and you know what? I've heard about that. You are not the only person who has ever told me that. And if they say don't go, please don't go, because it's for real. It is for real. That's just sad, because I know you want to go. It's the policeman's car, and everything else, he got away with it. So, Coffee, you think the police did it? I think he did too. I think it was the police. And remember, this is just my opinion, but I do. Because for one, the terror in that man's voice. But I kind of think I think the driver went through her things. I do think that. I think the driver went through her things. And I think the police officer found out he was going through her things. And I think he took the stuff that the driver had taken. But yeah, I think the police officer was in on this. So that's all I have for tonight, y'all. We've been on here for 2 hours. Let's tell each other good night. And I will see you live next Saturday, unless something happens and I have to jump on here during the week. We only got a couple of more days and weeks, and then it's time for me to go back to my regular schedule. So it was, I feel bad for Lisa. God bless Lisa. I don't know what happened to her. I don't know what's going on. CM says, my older sister told me don't go because she heard that they were going to take care of me once I got there through the food. I believe it. So don't go. Don't go. Good night, y'all. Thank you, Simeon, for staying on here with us. Thank y'all for coming on last night and coming back on today for another 2 hours. That's 4 hours we spent together in 2 days. That's a long time. Right, London lady, may her soul rest in peace. May she rest well. But I don't know. Y'all know what? I would never be able to rest if I passed away like this. Bye, CM. Love you too. I wouldn't. My soul could not be at rest knowing, listen to all this noise she making in the kitchen. I don't believe her. She wait just as good till I get on live to go in here and start cooking and doing her thing. And my desk, like where I do filming, is like right in front of the kitchen door. I think that ain't a good spot. But all right, y'all, I'm about to Auntie. Hey, Auntie, wait, can't replay this live. Why can't you replay the live? Yeah, you can replay it. You say, can I replay this live? Yes. I'm going to replay it when I get off here. I always replay it and look for mistakes and make sure I say the right stuff. Because, you know, sometimes you talk and you'll say the wrong stuff. All right, y'all. I'm about to get off here. When are you coming back again? I don't know. I was planning on coming this summer, but since my shoulder is messed up, I don't know. Because how I'm going to do maneuver on the, I don't know. I'll have to see how long it takes me to get back to myself. Yeah, it's okay, Auntie. Just replay it. So I wanted to come, but I don't know. You know, it just depends. I can't lift up right now. I cannot reach over my head. Like I can't. And that's asked them how long was I supposed to be like this? And they was like, well, it takes 3 to 9 months for you to get back to normal. So I'm ready to get back to normal. Because I can't do the suitcase, I can't do the carrying nothing. I can't do none of that. Because they said once you tear it, it's easy for it to tear again. All right, God bless you too, CM. I will see y'all next week. What am I talking about next week? I got 2 big cases I'm working on right now. So I can't even remember. Oh, but I'm not telling y'all. I got more information about Asebu Village. Yeah, that's the big thing I'm working on. Asebu. I got a whole bunch. Somebody else wrote me. And I got a whole bunch of information about Asebu Village. So I got to get that together and put those videos out. All right. And that video I made by Marcus Garvey and W.E.B. Du Bois, I don't know what I did, but somehow that video was jumping the whole time. So I'm going to go back and edit that and put that back up. And it was repeating itself. It just wasn't right. So I'm going to fix that and put that back up tomorrow. All right. I love y'all. I will talk to y'all later. Have a great weekend. Bye.